Ferzan Özpetek's 2007 ensemble drama, Saturn in Opposition, opens not with a traditional narrative hook, but with a constellation of interconnected lives in Rome. We meet Davide, a charismatic writer, his partner Lorenzo, and their circle of friends, a microcosm of modern urban existence. The film's title, referencing the astrological phenomenon where Saturn appears opposite the Sun from Earth, immediately establishes its thematic core: cycles, opposition, and inevitable confrontation. Özpetek's camera glides through intimate apartments and vibrant Roman piazzas, establishing a visual rhythm that mirrors the characters' intertwined fates. This isn't a plot-driven story, but a character study of a chosen family, exploring how external societal pressures and internal emotional currents create both harmony and discord. The director, known for blending melodrama with social commentary, sets the stage for a profound examination of love in all its complex, contradictory forms. The film's central tragedy, Lorenzo's sudden death from a cerebral hemorrhage, serves as the narrative catalyst, but Özpetek refuses to let it become mere melodrama. Instead, the event functions like a stone dropped into a pond, with ripples exposing the hidden fractures within this seemingly tight-knit group. We witness how grief manifests differently: Davide's stoic collapse, the maternal anguish of Lorenzo's mother, and the friends' collective disorientation. The director employs a restrained, almost clinical visual style during these sequences, avoiding manipulative music or dramatic close-ups. This aesthetic choice creates a raw, uncomfortable intimacy, forcing viewers to sit with the character's pain rather than observe it from a safe distance. It's a masterclass in portraying bereavement not as a singular emotional state, but as a multifaceted experience that tests relationships, identities, and personal philosophies to their breaking points. Özpetek deeply explores the concept of chosen family versus biological ties. The friend group, gay, straight, young, old, represents a voluntary kinship forged through shared values and affection, standing in stark opposition to the expectations of traditional Italian family structures. Characters like Davide and Lorenzo have built a life together that is rich in emotional support but exists on society's margins. The film scrutinizes how this chosen family operates as both sanctuary and pressure cooker. When crisis hits, these bonds are tested. Some strengthen through shared vulnerability, while others reveal underlying jealousies and unspoken resentments. This dynamic offers a poignant critique of heteronormative social models, suggesting that authentic family is defined by conscious commitment and mutual care, not merely by blood or legal sanction, a radical notion in its cultural context. Visual symbolism is woven meticulously throughout the narrative. The recurring motif of Saturn, the taskmaster planet associated with limitations and loss, metaphorically hangs over the characters. Scenes are often framed through windows, mirrors, or doorways, visually emphasizing separation and perspective. The Roman architecture itself, ancient, enduring, yet full of hidden courtyards, parallels the characters' inner lives. Outwardly composed, privately tumultuous, color palette shifts are significant. Warm, golden tones dominate the early scenes of communal joy, cooling to blues and grays as grief sets in. Özpetek also uses food and shared meals as powerful symbols of connection and ritual, with the preparation and consumption of meals marking emotional transitions. These visual choices are never merely decorative. They are integral to the film's language, deepening the thematic resonance without relying on expository dialogue. A critical layer of the film is its nuanced portrayal of queer identity and relationships. Davide and Lorenzo's partnership is presented with remarkable normalcy and depth, focusing on the mundane realities of a long-term commitment rather than sensationalized conflict. Their love is the axis around which the friend group revolves. The film avoids didacticism about homosexuality. Instead, it demonstrates how queer lives are lived within, and often in tension with broader societal frameworks. We see this in Lorenzo's complicated relationship with his conservative mother, and in the subtle ways the characters navigate public versus private spaces. Özpetek presents their world not as a subculture, but as a central, valid human experience, challenging the audience to empathize directly rather than view from an anthropological distance. This representation was particularly significant in early 2000s European cinema. The ensemble cast delivers performances of remarkable subtlety, each character embodying a different response to mortality and connection. Stefano Accorsi's Davide portrays a grief that is internalized and paralyzing, while Pier Francesco Favino's Nevo represents a more pragmatic, if emotionally guarded, coping mechanism. The female characters like Margherita Bai's Angelica offer perspectives on loss that are shaped by different social and maternal roles. Özpetek's direction allows each actor moments of quiet revelation, often in extended takes that capture the weight of unspoken thoughts. The chemistry feels authentic, built on a history the film implies rather than explicitly shows. This performance style reinforces the film's realism, making the emotional stakes profoundly personal. We believe in this group's shared past, which makes their present fracture all the more devastating to witness. Narrative structure in Saturn in Opposition is deliberately non-linear and reflective. The story unfolds through a mosaic of memories, present-tense grief, and uncertain futures, mirroring the disordered process of mourning. Flashbacks are integrated seamlessly, not as mere exposition, but as emotional echoes that haunt the present. This technique prevents the film from becoming a simple chronology of events before and after a death. Instead, it becomes a meditation on how the past continuously informs and reshapes the present. The pacing is deliberate, even languid at times, inviting the audience to sit with the character's introspection. This structural choice demands active viewing, as connections between scenes are thematic and emotional rather than strictly causal, reflecting the complex, non-linear nature of human memory and emotional processing. The film engages in a quiet but potent social critique, particularly of urban alienation and the performance of normalcy. Set in cosmopolitan Rome, the characters are professionally successful and socially vibrant, yet they grapple with profound isolation. Their apartments become both sanctuaries and cages. Özpetek suggests that modern life, for all its connectivity, can foster a deep loneliness that only becomes apparent in moments of crisis. The characters often perform versions of themselves for each other, masking true feelings behind wit or busyness. This critique extends to societal attitudes toward death and grief, which are often treated as private, messy affairs to be hidden away. The film argues, through its unflinching gaze, for a more communal, openly vulnerable approach to life's inevitable tragedies, challenging the stoic individualism prevalent in contemporary culture. Musical score and sound design are used with exceptional restraint. Rather than guiding emotion, the soundtrack often sits in the background. Diegetic music from a radio, the ambient sounds of Rome, creating a naturalistic soundscape. This absence of a manipulative score places greater emphasis on dialogue, silence, and the actor's expressions. When music is employed, it is typically source music from within the scene, such as a piece Lorenzo loved, making it a character in its own right and a trigger for memory. The sound of the city, scooters, distant conversations, rain constantly seeps in, reminding us that life continues indifferently outside the character's intense personal drama. This sonic minimalism enhances the film's realism and emotional authenticity, making the moments of quiet anguish or connection feel earned and deeply personal, not manufactured by cinematic convention. In conclusion, Saturn in Opposition stands as a mature, emotionally intelligent work that transcends its specific setting to speak to universal human conditions: love, loss, and the search for belonging. Özpetek rejects easy answers or sentimental resolution. The ending is ambiguous, suggesting a slow, painful process of integration rather than closure. The film's greatness lies in its compassionate, unsentimental observation of people trying to navigate an irreparable loss while holding on to each other. It is a testament to the idea that family, in its truest sense, is the network of people who witness our lives in their entirety. More than a gay drama or a grief narrative, it is a profound study of the oppositions that define us between joy and sorrow, connection and isolation, the selves we present and the selves we truly are, and the fragile, beautiful constellations we build in between.